Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today we are going to put together my 2021 Project Life Week 4. So that would have been January the 24th through the 30th. I did want to take a minute to show you some of the things that I printed out. I had mentioned I think the last video that the Stories by the Year kit is available digitally. So I purchased that, and this week I didn't really have a card that came in the kit from Allie that matched what I needed. So I went in and made this one. I think I picked a color from something in one of my photos and printed it on matte photo paper, and it turns out, I mean, it just looks very professional. It's very crisp and clean, and there's no streaks or lines or splotches. It works out very well. And so what I did was I just went ahead and picked some random colors, more bright colors, different things that weren't in the kit. And I could do 3 on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And so I just did some random colors that, might come up later or they might not. But being able to do that digitally is very, very beneficial. So if you have Photoshop or Photoshop Elements or whatever, it's definitely worth trying out. I also went ahead and printed some of the 3x4 cards. I think this one, I might have actually did a color pick on this one as well. Yeah, because it came as green, and so I changed it to yellow to match my kit. I also did some of these that are like little flower asterisk looking things. I think it's maybe orange in the kit. And so I just went ahead and kind of printed out a few in these colors as well. So if you're interested in getting this kit digitally, I highly recommend it. All right, so for today, I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get this one done. So let's do it.
Okay, I have barely sped this one up this week, and I really didn't edit anything out because the process was fairly quick. It took me, I think, about 14 minutes to actually get it put together. I had done most of the work at the computer. Since I was using the digital cards and recoloring them, I went ahead and just typed my journaling right onto those cards. I typed that journaling on that 4x6 card as well. It's just a piece of plain cardstock that I uh, measured how much room I had left beyond the picture and typed that up. So most of my work was already done. Um, and it's another week where I really didn't have, like, there were no pictures of us, my husband and I, but I have this picture down here of Hank Aaron that I'm working on right now. It's like him going through the pearly gates and stepping on home plate. Because when he passed away, that's a big deal for people in Georgia. He's, Hammerin' Hank, he's the home run king, and he did a lot of good things for Atlanta. So it was a big deal. So I just thought like that was, a good thing to include in this week. And now I decided I'm going to go ahead and tape all the things together because I had a lot of things that needed to be adhered down. So I have the card that says the story and then a picture of a stocking holder that my husband built for me. He didn't quite get it done before Christmas, but that's okay. I can use it next year. And so I wanted to put that in here. And now I am adhering the cards about the Challenger explosion. And I journaled about how I was 15 and I was sitting in 10th grade biology class in Miss Reeves's class. And we were watching it on the news live, as I'm sure most people probably were. Um, because there was a teacher on board, and so it was a big deal for the schools and all that. And seeing that explode, right there in front of my eyes, and I can still kind of get that tightness in my chest, just thinking about it even today. Now, this card is a little meme that I had saved this week. It says, "You must be from a small town if Friday night meant driving back and forth on the same street for hours." And in my little hometown, T-Town, we would go from what was called the Kmart parking lot, and it was called the Kmart parking lot long after the Kmart shut down. We would ride slowly through the Kmart parking lot, which was, a fairly good size. We would go back out onto the highway, go up to the square, loop around, come back. If you found some friends at the Kmart parking lot, you'd have a few cars gathered up and people talking, music playing, and then you'd get back in your car and do it all over again. And it was just it was a huge part of my growing up. So I definitely wanted to put that in here as well. Then I worked on that little picture of the sock, and I put a label there that says Margot's sock because one of my Siamese cats, they both love this sock. They would go and find it out of the laundry hamper every single time, or the like my clean clothes basket. It's a Bombas sock, so it wasn't cheap, but they would pick it every time. And Margot is like obsessed with it. It's like her baby. She takes it places, she totes it around, and so she had left it on the bed while I was in the middle of making it up. So I thought that I would show that one. Next to it, that feelings card, I just like marked off some things that I would have been feeling based on these pictures. So I did happy, thankful, sad, and ready. And then the picture beside that is of Stella and Margot, my little Siamese cats. And that label says Sweet Girls. And those labels came from, they're the Color Theory labels from Studio Calico. They're in the color Deja Blue. It's not a perfect match for the blue that I chose, but they're close enough. And so I wanted to have those in 3 places. And now I am going to go ahead and get my date stamp onto this card that I printed out from the digital kit as well. And then I'm going to do just kind of some minimal embellishment, not very much. But I did want to put a couple things with these labels to kind of make some little clusters. So I'm going to grab a sheet of puffy hearts from Citrus Twist Kits. They will forever and always remain my favorite puffy hearts. I need to probably go and see if she has any other new colors in the shop because I love these things very much. I have quite a few of them. So I'm going to put the one that's a gold color between my date labels up there, and it matched almost perfectly. And then the ones that I end up putting with my labels as a little cluster, they're kind of like a faded denim look is what the pattern on there looks like. So they've got the blue in there that matched pretty well with my title card. So I'm going to put a heart at each of those labels. And then I'm going to come back with those Freckle Fawn enamel dots that you see over there. They kind of look like they wouldn't go at all, but that gold color actually matches pretty well with what I've got. So I'm going to just get one of those at each cluster area as well. So that gives me 3 clusters, making a visual triangle, and I have 3 things in each little cluster, and so that makes me very, very happy. I was thinking about using some of those Altenew ones, but since I went with a heart, I didn't want to put something else and kind of bust up that little formula that I had going there. So that is it for this week, and I will be back here to talk to you live in just a second, guys. Bye bye.
Okay, that's where I am going to call this one done. I like how the colors came together. This is kind of the only picture that, I don't know, doesn't have any blue or the gold in it, but that's okay. I think it still works anyway. So I really like the fact that I was able to color pick and get the colors that were in my photos. I may have mentioned it in the voiceover, but I chose the blue color from this Challenger picture, the 35th anniversary of the explosion and those that lost their lives. And then I chose the yellow from this feelings card, kind of a gold yellow. And it also happened to tie in really well with the yellow in this picture, and those are yellow cars. So I just feel like everything, you know, came together fairly well. And it was quick to put together because I had already done most of the work at the computer with getting everything recolored, and I went ahead and typed up my journaling, and I did it in that same blue color as well. So that is going to do it for this week of Project Life. It will go into my album, and I will be moving on to the next week. I appreciate you stopping by so very much today. It means more than you know, and I would love a like down below if you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that and become part of my little YouTube family. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.